Filipinos have a food problem, and most people don't even realize it. As a Filipino, I learned from my parents how to stretch every meal, turning leftovers into new dishes, and internalizing my mom's commandment to never waste good food. So I was shocked when I learned the truth about food in Metro Manila. Around 2,000 tons of food is thrown out every single day. Not monthly, not yearly, daily. That's the same weight as 12,000 balikbayan boxes fully packed, or about 2 million ensaimadas. It's like throwing out an entire 12-story building every single day. And here's the worst part. This food is perfectly good. It's safe, untouched, and just surplus, so it gets trashed. Now, before we blame restaurants, let's understand something. Most restaurants throw food away because their business model depends on it. Large chains promise fresh daily, so anything unsold by closing time gets discarded. Buffets overproduce to look abundant, knowing they'll toss the extra. The waste is built into the pricing, and it's easier to throw food away than to figure out how to sell it. But here's the contradiction. Filipinos are not a wasteful people, so how did we end up throwing away 2,000 tons of food a day? If surplus food is safe and edible, why does our system make it easier to discard it than to redistribute it? And if a solution exists, will businesses, the government, and ultimately the public actually back it? I'm Albea, and this is One Down, where we redefine Filipino. There are two main ways food disappears from our system. First, there's food loss. Crops can be left unharvested, damaged by poor storage, or spoiled in transit, so potential food is lost before it even reaches you. Then, by the time food reaches the city, the problem changes. This is where food waste happens, in groceries, restaurants, and our homes. Some food gets overstocked, overprepared, or bought and never eaten. And at home, households become the biggest source of food waste worldwide. In the Philippines alone, households waste around 2.95 million tons of food a year, with rice being the biggest category, making up about 58% of household plate waste. So when we say food waste, we're not just talking about leftovers, we're talking about food disappearing at every stage, from farm to city to table. And that's what makes this crisis so frustrating, because while food keeps leaking out of the system, millions of Filipinos are still going hungry. And when that food ends up in landfills, it wastes land, water, labor, and money, while adding methane into the atmosphere. But this is a problem the Philippines can actually solve if the system is redesigned to value food before it becomes waste. So who's responsible for fixing food waste? Well, almost everyone. But not all surplus food should be treated the same way. First, the best solution is prevention, which requires better forecasting on the food preparation side to stop surplus before it even exists, which even at its most optimized will still lead to a level of surplus, and takes us to the second option. Some food is still perfectly good, it just can't be sold at full price anymore. That food can be sold at a discount instead of thrown away. But the challenge here is distribution and how to reach customers to purchase this food. Third, surplus food that can't be sold, even at a discount, can be donated. That's where organizations like the Philippine Food Bank and SOS Philippines come in, redistributing surplus food to communities that actually need it. And finally, when food can no longer be eaten by humans, it can still be composted or processed and used for fertilizer or animal feed instead of ending up in landfills. The goal isn't just to reduce waste, it's to have a system that can match each type of surplus with the right pathway before it becomes trash. But this is where the Philippines still struggles. Food rescue groups exist, but many are still volunteer-driven and limited by logistics. And businesses often hesitate to participate, not because they don't care, but because there's fear of liability, negative reviews, or that selling discounted food could damage a premium brand. And there's a perception gap too. Research from UP Diliman found that while many Filipino Gen Z and millennial consumers say they care about food waste, fewer are actually comfortable buying food that's near its sell-by window or not presented as perfect. So businesses wait for the public support, the public waits for better systems, and surplus food keeps getting thrown away. This is the reality of the Philippines. But some places are starting to move. Around the world, countries that have reduced food waste didn't rely on one solution. South Korea used landfill bans and smart waste systems. France required supermarkets to donate edible surplus. Japan combined national policy with cultural messaging around waste. In every case, what worked was an alignment of policy, infrastructure, business, and public behavior moving together. And here in the Philippines, some cities are beginning to experiment with that same approach. Quezon City, for example, has been investing in composting programs, circular waste systems, and new partnerships aimed at reducing food waste across the city. San Juan has already begun to activate its Chamber of Commerce to reduce food waste while supporting hundreds of local food businesses within their city through Mabu. Once we accept that food waste is a systems problem, the real question becomes, what would a Filipino solution actually look like? Not something copied from Europe or imported from an American startup playbook, but rather something built for the realities of this country. A tropical climate, uneven infrastructure, a highly price-sensitive public, and a culture that already understands at a gut level that food should not be wasted. One promising approach is a surplus food marketplace, a system where businesses can sell food before it gets tossed and at a discount. That model has already proven itself globally. Platforms like Too Good To Go have helped save millions of meals by letting customers buy surprise bags of surplus food at lower prices. In Southeast Asia, Yindi has shown that even premium restaurants can participate in food rescue without damaging their brand. And now, a version of that model is now available in the Philippines, Mabu.
Hi, I'm Shiraz Dole. I'm CEO and co-founder of Mabu. Mabu is a food surplus web app, and what we do is we partner with food establishments to sell good food at discount.
When you are building technology for a country like the Philippines, you think about the next 50 years, the next century to make a real impact. And one of the most important things for country development is access to food. Each bag that is sold from Mabu is then also donated towards helping fund the operations of the Philippines Food Bank. We're going to make it so that students, young professionals feel fed and they can eat, so that people can feed their families. When there is less surplus being wasted, that is more profit for businesses, that will help governments, and that will help nonprofits, that they can then invest in their employees, in the quality of their ingredients, and so on. You have to have multiple partners that work together towards making the Philippines a zero food waste country, because if we do that properly, we recoup value for businesses. We recoup value for farms where the compost can go to. And then we recoup value for nonprofits and people that can't afford to pay anything, but would still very much benefit from donations.
Hi everyone, I'm Inigo Raimundo, co-founder of Mabu and Chief Government Relations Officer. More than anything, ang sarap mahalin ng Pilipino. And with everything that's happening, lahat tayo kailangan ng access sa pagkain. And somehow this is what connects us. Mabuhay is long live, and sa lahat ng Pilipino, buhay na buhay ang future ng lahat ng Pilipino. And hopefully, we are part of this.
And if the Philippines gets that right, this won't just be about saving food. It will be proof that Filipino problems can have Filipino-built solutions. It's already live in Metro Manila, including areas like Quezon City, San Juan, Makati, and expanding to more areas quickly. Every day, you can find surprise bags of surplus food from partners like Max's Restaurant, Panero Pandesal, Levain Commissary, San Rosie, The Kind Cookie, and a growing list of businesses across the metro. It's a simple way to stretch your food budget while helping reduce waste. You can create a free account at mabu.ph, browse available bags near you, and pick up surplus food before it gets thrown away. And if you want to follow how the movement grows, you can also follow them on social media, where they share new partners and updates on building a more sustainable Philippines. And just to share personally, I chose to come on as a co-founder of Mabu because I believe in the vision of building a system that makes it easier for businesses, communities, and cities to reduce food waste together, especially for the benefit of the Filipino people. And if you're a restaurant, bakery, or food business dealing with surplus food, Mabu is also looking for partners who want to recover revenue while supporting a more sustainable food system. Even if you're not sure if it's the right fit yet, you can reach out to start the conversation. So if this idea resonates with you, check out mabu.ph and see what's available near you. Thank you for watching. We're One Down, an independent Filipino media company making content that helps our community understand itself more deeply. If you want to support the work we do, subscribe to our channel, leave a comment, and share this video with someone who cares about the future of the Philippines. And if this topic hit home for you, let us know in the comments. Salamat, and we'll see you in the next video.